guys, so I know it has been a while. It's been well about a year now since I've actually recorded and posted a video. I have been pretty busy. My masters got me all caught up, but as people always say, there's never a better time to start again than now. So I'm back again, and as you all know, what will be a better way for me to come back than to bring back something very nice and peculiar. So today we're going to be talking about a product that is not new in any way, shape or form. It has been out for a while, but the question has been looming in our heads that is this product really worth it or is it not? So today we're going to be talking about the Bose tenor glasses. Now these glasses, I actually took a leap of faith when I was buying them because I had a certain belief as to how they worked and what they do. And in this video, I'll be kind of telling you how that experience went. Anyway, so first things first, I'd say when I opened the box, straight out of the box, I kind of saw the glasses. I loved how they looked. I have this very nice feel for how Ray-Bans typically look, that shape, and the tenor glasses had this very nice style that was similar to the Ray-Ban shape. One thing I didn't really like though was the kind of color that they came in. So even though I did buy the glasses as a typical black, I also bought these nice shiny blue lenses to actually swap out the glasses. That's one of the things I'll be talking about. So first things first, my first impressions about actually getting it out was it's actually not as heavy as you'd expect. It's much lighter than what you'd actually expect. It's very close to what typical glasses weigh. Another thing is it does have a very weird look to it. When you look at the glasses while I'm wearing them, they actually look pretty nice and straightforward. But when you take them off, they actually have this nice weird shape as to where the speakers are actually stored. One thing I would say is that this doesn't actually affect the way it feels in your head. It's not uncomfortable. It's pretty nice to wear. One thing I would say that is just the way the shape of the speakers are, but beyond that, it has a very nice feeling when you actually wear it. It's pretty comfortable, not at all painful for the head. One thing I would say though, is that you know how typically when you don't wear your glasses, you can just put them up at the top of your head and just hang them in there. With these ones, you can't really do that. They're constantly sliding down. It's one of the things I don't like so much, but I mean, it is what it is. Next thing I'd say is the price. A brand new set of Bose tenor glasses will cost you around 250 bucks. Now that is not in any way too bad, especially because it's supposed to be Bose level quality sound. You would expect for it to be a little bit more expensive. But one thing that would surprise you about these glasses is that to me, the best thing on these glasses is actually not even the speakers. We'll get into that. Next thing was my expectations. Now my expectations for these glasses were in no way met, because my expectations were actually going to be that the speakers were going to be a form of bone conduction. That is basically playing music through your temples and you being able to listen to the music by the vibrations on your temples. Now, time and time again, I watched videos about the launching of this product. I watched videos about it being used. So I didn't watch any reviews. I watched the release videos. I went to the website and I made sure I actually looked at the product, at least to a certain degree. Because at some point I also still wanted to be a little bit surprised. And I was highly surprised when I realized that this product isn't actually bone conduction at all. It's just little speakers that are very close to your ears. Now one thing that I would say put me off was that in my expectation, what I was hoping for was glasses that had speakers that would be on my temples, and whatever music I'm listening to, I would be the only one listening and hearing this music. Now, if you wear these glasses out, let's say you're on the beach, let's say you're going out, let's say you're going for a drive or you're talking to someone. Typically when you're out and about and you're using these glasses and you're playing music, people will not be able to hear your music. But one thing I'd say is that if you're in a quiet place, because I did test this out, if you're in a quiet place and you're sitting with someone and you're just talking a little bit, not too loud, the music is actually very clearly heard. by any party beside you. And the person doesn't have to be right next to you. The person can be a few feet away and they still hear the music clearly. Now, this is one thing that I'd say that kind of put me off, because from my perspective, it was, totally there in the adverts that people around you would not be able to hear the sound. Only you would be in your own world, listening to your own music, only to see that when I'm playing my own music, people around me can still hear the music. That is something that really put me off, and I wasn't really happy about that. But that doesn't stop the fact that this product is still a pretty good product. How it sounds. Now, these glasses are in no way the best headphones you've heard, because the whole point of this is to be open ear type of headphones, because now my expectations have been blown. It's not bone conduction. It's literally speakers just beside your ears. Literally all it is. And the speakers beside your ears just have to be very good. Now, one thing I'd say is that when I played bass heavy music, or when I was playing some music that had a lot of bass to it, the speakers and the glasses didn't really do so great. When it came to the vocals, they really picked up the vocals pretty well. But I'd say that when it actually came to like bass heavy instrumentals that I listened to a lot of the time, it didn't really do so great. I'd say that in the mids and the highs, it did very well, especially considering how small the speakers are that are actually on the glasses. But when it came to other forms of music, it didn't do great. So I'd probably say that if you're going for these glasses, you'd have to understand that your expectations for the range of music that can play would probably have to be, kind of reduced, because it doesn't actually play every single range greatly. There are some types of music that plays better than others. Battery life with these have been pretty good. Well, first time I got them out of the box. They were charged up to like 90%. Started using them, and I was able to use them for at least straight up 2 days, because what I was trying to do was actually use these glasses as my primary source of, headphones for listening to music and replying calls, because I wanted to test it out on all the features, see how nice they felt, how intuitive they were. And some of these things I actually realized were very intuitive. Some of the features I probably want to talk about are like the feature for increasing the volume, pausing and playing. And because they're glasses, it's actually very nice and incognito of you to just literally put your hand on the bow sign and slide front and back for increasing volume or reducing volume, pressing the button at the bottom for pausing. It's pretty easy. And one of the nicest features, I'd say, which is the best feature of these glasses, is the fact once you take them off, you literally just turn them upside down, and after 2 seconds they go off. The greatest feature they could have thought of, because it's so intuitive. Like once you take your glasses off, you automatically just turn them upside down, and after a few seconds it goes off. So I say that the battery life, it lasted me for 2 straight days of use. When I say 2 straight days, I don't literally mean listening to music constantly. No, what I do mean though is that listen to music intermittently. I'd probably say if it was straight hours of use, it probably lasted me for 4 to 5 hours of actual straight use. The reason why I said that is because sometimes when I actually do take it off and it goes off, it's weird in the sense that sometimes it would say the battery is low, and even though it said the battery was low, it said that for continuously like 6 straight hours when I had it in my head, but then it was still working every time I switched it on, until finally at some point, towards the end of the day, it died. When it did die, I wasn't really using it at that point. So I would say the battery life is pretty decent, considering the fact that these are glasses. They're not that heavy, they're not that big. The battery life is pretty good, especially considering how light these things are. Now, next thing I'd say is the durability. Immediately I got them, first thing I was trying to see is how much they flex. I found out that they're actually just IPX4 rated. That's for the tenor glasses, but they do have other glasses that are in different designs that have higher ratings, for water resistance. These are not necessarily water resistant. They're more like just a couple of splashes here and there, some sweat, but not too much on the actual water resistance. So they do advise you to not let these actually, get into water. But I would say that the lenses themselves actually seem pretty good. They seem pretty durable. Switching between one lens to another is pretty straightforward. The clicks are lovely, and it doesn't feel like it's gonna flex and break. One thing I would say though is the overall glasses, when you do put it on your head, if you have a bigger head like I do, you notice that it actually does, bend out quite just a little bit, and at the end of the day, it kind of flexes back to wrap around your head, which is pretty nice. Like I mentioned, I got mine with the lenses. I also got a pouch to actually carry them in, because I do understand that unlike, typical devices, this is like the type of glasses that you don't just want to leave on the floor, because I mean, if you're carrying these type of glasses around, you probably want to take care of them. So at the same time, I kind of got a case for that, to carry all the appliances, the charger, and the lens cleaners that we typically have for our glasses, just in case I need to clean the lenses at any point in time. And that's pretty much the accessories that I got. I'm guessing that there's still more. You could get more ranges of lenses. Instead of getting the blue lenses, you could also get the silver ones that were also reflective. A couple more things that you could get. How feasible is this product? How feasible is the Bose tenors, or the other glasses that Bose have come up with? How feasible are these products? Now, one thing I would say is, considering the fact that Bose did come out with this a while ago, so take all this with a pinch of salt. Now, wearing glasses out and about, I realized that these glasses were actually great. To be honest with you, they worked much better than I expected. And remember how at the beginning when I said that the best feature on these glasses, as you'd be surprised, was not actually the speakers? It was the microphone. Now, one thing I did test out extensively, as I mentioned before, was picking up calls, being able to talk to people. And I promise you when I say this, every single person I talked to while using these glasses as my microphone could not tell the difference while I was using these glasses in comparison to using my AirPods. Isn't that interesting? So it just means that the microphones on these glasses are pretty good, especially considering how high up they are on your eyes. It's kind of like the same level with your ears though, but at the same time, you have to realize that that is exquisite. So throughout the time I use these headphones, anytime I had a call, I always looked forward to picking up the call with these glasses because the microphone worked so well. As I mentioned, the microphone is actually the best part of these glasses. Now that's kind of like what feeds into that feasibility factor. Because the microphone is just so good, when we consider this as an actual product for you to wear every day, when you're going out, when you're in your car, just wearing regular shades, it's actually a pretty good product. Easy to pick up calls, easy for you to listen to music when you're on the go, when you're taking a walk, when you're just out about in the sun. It's beautiful. And it's really, really nice to know that regardless of where you are, you can easily just pick up your calls by just literally tapping your glasses. It's really nice. So I guess at the end of the day, it comes down to the final verdict. What does that depend on? As I mentioned before, there are different products that Bose actually did come out with. They came up with the Bose tenors, they came out with the altos, they came out with quite a few glasses. I think there are about 4 of them. And out of these 4, I'm guessing that they're basically trying to aim for different demographics. With these particular ones, I'd say is more style and comfort. The ones that are more sporty and the ones that are also more feminine. Now with these glasses, I kind of like them personally, but it comes down to one thing. Initially, what was my expectation? Bone conduction. A lot of people that would probably see me wearing these glasses, and what would they expect? What do they think? Most people think it's bone conduction. Nobody expects to see tiny speakers beside your ears. Nobody's expecting to be able to hear your music while you're listening to it. So I think that the 2 major places that I was let down was kind of like in what I was expecting, and also in the privacy I was expecting. I was expecting the privacy of being able to listen to my music, be in my own world, without anybody being able to hear my music, but at the same time, I can kind of hear out what's out in the open world. I don't get that privacy. It's only when I'm out and about in the open, like when I'm actually out, outside and it's not that quiet. But if you're out and about and it's quiet, birds are chirping, people will be able to hear the music that you're playing from your glasses. So that's not something that I find pretty pleasant. Overall, for me, that was a total no-no. I don't want people to be able to hear the music I'm listening to regardless of the volume, especially because I want to be able to play my music just a little bit louder, still be able to hear what's out in the world, but I don't want people to hear what I'm listening to. Because it's kind of weird when you're having a conversation with a friend or any of your friends and everybody's listening to like very, very low music and everybody knows it's coming from your glasses. There are words that you can use to describe this, but I'm not going to describe that right now. But major thing is, it was a very big letdown for me. So one thing I'd say is, if you're looking for glasses for, the features, if you're looking for the glasses for how they look great, phenomenal, especially after I put on those blue lenses. You can get the silver ones if you want to, but if you're looking for lenses that can pick up calls, you can listen to music, and if you don't have the expectations that I did, then I'll totally tell you to go for it. But one thing I'd say is that if you're looking for bone conduction, if you're looking for utmost and complete privacy, even in quiet areas and quiet spaces. Reason why I say in quiet spaces is because when you're out on the beach, nobody's gonna hear your music when you're playing it. You can totally be out with your friends having fun, nobody's gonna hear your music. If you're out and you're out for a car ride and there's wind blowing past, nobody's gonna hear what you're listening to. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But when you're in a quiet place and you're still wanting to have your shades, look good, and listen to music while hearing the open air, you can't really do that, because anybody that's with you is going to be a tear of music. So like I said, if you didn't have my expectations, I'll totally tell you to go for it, because these glasses are lovely, especially the way that the microphone works and that speaker. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to what it is that you want or what it is that you need. Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Remember, subscribe and please leave a like. Thank you, guys.